Hello, everyone. It's Trina. Ah, I made it home. This weather is terrible. I hate winter and I hate sleet. And we've got snow and ice hitting all over Indiana. And this drive home was terrible. But I'm praise God to make it home. And all the way home, I was thinking about another trip. As I seen a semi in a neighborhood, and I thought they don't belong in neighborhoods. Really, they don't. But I know there's some reasons why they do, but I was remembering my first time I rode in a semi. Way back in the day, me and Marie put our children in a Christian holiness school in Plainfield, Indiana. That's a little bit far from where we lived. She would work night shift, and then she would take the children to school for me, because I had the two little ones, and then in the afternoon, I would take and go pick them all up. So one of those trips I picked them up. I had an old Astro van, and it was old. It was a rough running, and it gave out on me on the highway, because that's about how you get fast to Plainfield on the highway. So it gave out. That was way before cell phones or AAAs or anything like that was thought of. So I just sat there and prayed, and I was like, oh Lord, you got to get us off the side of the road. I was thinking a policeman might come and help me, or somebody would have mercy on me. Well, a semi passed me and pulled over on the side of the road. And the kids was upset by sitting on the side of the road. You know, it's dangerous to be on the side of the road during rush hour. And a semi pulled over, and the trucker, it was a big old truck driver guy, comes marching over to my window. And I roll it down. He said, yeah, back in the old days, you rolled down your window. That's how long it was. He said, what's happening? He walked around the car. He said, you don't have a flat tire? I said, I don't know. It just quit. And so he popped the hood. He said, well, it's overheating. There's something going on. You're not going to get it off the road. I said, well, I'm sorry. You know, basically, that's all I know. And he said, well, I can't leave you guys sitting out here. I'll give you a ride home. And I said, I cannot put me and these children in a semi with a stranger. And he said, well, little lady, my mom didn't raise me to leave women and children on the side of the highway. And he opened the car door and pulled me basically out of the car and started opening the car door and saying, come on, kids. And made sure that they were safe getting out and walking around, and put them in the cab of his truck. Now, we had 5 little kids and me and him. And I didn't want my kids sitting by him, so I had to sit by him. And so I tried to buckle us all in best I could, just put the kids in one big seat belt or two. It was, they wanted to crawl around in the back. They wanted to do everything. I was like, no, just sit really still. And he's like, where am I taking you? I didn't want to give him my address because I didn't trust him. And so I gave him Sandy's address. I said, oh, well, after school we go to visit our grandmother, and we'll stay there until the kids' father gets off work, and then he can go get the car. So I took, I gave him directions to Sandy's house. And here come this big old semi in the neighborhood, pulled up in front of her house, and all of us come piling out. And she went to the door, and she let us all in. She was looking out her screen door. She was always looking out her screen door. Winter, didn't matter. She wanted that door open. She wanted to be nosy. So she seen us all in there. She hugged and kissed the kids and everything. They went to go get a snack, and we got them snacks. She goes, okay, I want to hear the story. And the man got us out of the cab one by one, because it was high, and I wouldn't let him help me down. And he's like, ma'am, because here I am in the longest skirt you can imagine, trying to straddle down with being modest. He's like, ma'am, just let me help you down. So I had to let him help me down. She's like, let me hear the story, how this big burly man done picked you up and carried you out of this car? I said, God's angels come in all different shapes and sizes, and I guess that was one of them. So he came from Plainfield down to all the way to almost downtown Indianapolis to take us home. And I praise God every time I got to come home safely. And I hope you guys are all getting home safely in this bad weather. But I was thinking that was, I guess that's bucket list. I rode in a semi, me and the little children. And no matter what it takes, as long as you get home safe, right? Thank God for his angels, no matter what shape he sends them in, or what they're driving. It was a little challenging, but I just thought about that memory, started laughing. Because, yep, a big burly man pulled me out of my car, put me in the cab of his truck with me and the 5 kids, my 4 and Tony. I don't know, and drove me miles and miles and miles and got me home safely. And I praise God for that. I was thinking, man, we've been through some things in our life. What's some crazy things you've been through? But I rode in a semi, and the guy, and I didn't have no money to pay him either. I was like, oh, let me give you gas money. You know how you say that? I just had a few bucks. He goes, ma'am, now if I helped you for gas money, would I get any praise for that? Or, would I get any reward in heaven for that? And I was like, oh, I can't argue with that. So he said, you're going to need all the money you have to get that car repaired, so you'll be safe driving these children. But I appreciate the goodness of God. And no matter what happens in life, God's got his helpers and sends forth his angels to help us here and there in his different vehicles. So you guys all take care. Winter is here upon us, and be safe. Love you.